On this episode of CCU TV, meet our new president.
Also discover how this presidential election is wrapping up.
And finally, catch up on your CCU sports and intramurals. I'm Brandon Hesselberg.
And I'm Haley Novacek. This is CCU TV.
Welcome to CCU TV. I'm Brandon Hesselberg.
And I'm Haley Novacek. In world news, Hurricane Matthew has died down. Although the post-tropical storm Matthew is no longer a hurricane, devastating after effects of the storm were felt in the eastern United States and Caribbean. The storm began on September 30th and quickly grew into a Category 4 hurricane. It traveled through the Caribbean, making landfall in Haiti before moving toward the eastern seaboard of the United States and downgraded to a post-tropical storm. According to the local officials, an estimated 800 people died in Haiti and 21 in the United States. This storm has also left behind severe flooding damage and destruction to many people's properties. Please keep your prayers focused on the people grieving and struggling through this disaster.
CCU has been ranked in the top 2% of colleges around the nation for the 5th year in a row. 1,100 colleges and universities were assessed by the American Council of Trustees and were rated on whether their education will help prepare students after college in the workplace or not. Even better, CCU was one out of only 2 universities chosen in the entire state of Colorado. Before we can prepare for after college, we first need to finish it.
We are already halfway through the school semester, which means that it is time for spring registration. The winter and spring course schedules are now reviewable in student planning for college of undergraduate students. Please contact your academic advisor for assistance in planning your class schedule and completing your degree.
So much action is happening on campus this fall, and the new Ann Shute Student Center is coming up fast. Construction workers swarm the campus and everyone is buzzing with anticipation. They already have a roof and a few walls up over on the east side of campus. Tractors and trucks back in and out around the parking lot, and it's amazing what has been accomplished in the last couple weeks on the new Student Union building. Everyone is really looking forward to what the building will look like when it's complete in May of 2017. They even say there will be a nice green lawn to relax in where the current Cougar Den is located. How exciting! CCU TV will continue to update our viewers on the construction as it progresses through the fall. Something else that is new on our campus is our new president.
President Sweeting is finishing up his first couple weeks at CCU. Our very own Jared Cummings sat down with him for a personal interview. Here's what he had to say.
In early October, I had the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Sweeting, who has recently moved into his new office in Beckman.
Sweeting shared that he was both excited and nervous about his new role as the president of CCU.
I'm most excited about, first of all, being in Colorado. What a great state and what a great place to have a university. I am passionate and excited about the idea of a university, probably because of my background. I've been exposed to many different universities in my own training. But I'm convinced that the university is based on a Christian vision, that the uni of the university, originally, when these rose up out of medieval Europe, they came out of cathedral schools and monasteries, and the uni was Christ and the gospel and the scriptures and everything related to that. So a lot of universities have completely given up that vision, but there's a handful that haven't, and CCU is one of them.
And then what might you be most nervous about?
Oh, nervous. It's a big job. It's a really big job. And I've been a pastor and I've been an educator, but the scale of this is a bit larger and a great responsibility before God.
We also spoke about faith, and Sweeting shared his story of coming to Christ.
And you have to be introduced to Christ. I was at an early age by my mom and my dad, and I asked Christ to be my Savior when I was 5 years old. As a teenager, you go through this whole era of, do I really believe this? Is it their faith or my faith? And what about this and that? And you have doubts. And so late teens, I went through all that and came to the point where I said, no, I really do believe that Jesus is the Savior of the world, that He's crucified, risen. I really do believe there's a God, that He made us for a purpose.
Dr. Sweeting even gave me the inside scoop into how he and his wife Christina met.
I met her at a bus stop at Heathrow Airport in London. I was studying at Oxford and she came over to do a semester abroad. And as the Beatles said, I saw her standing there and the rest is history.
Dr. Sweeting has a number of interests outside being president of CCU. He shared details about his favorite food, favorite activity, favorite topic of study. But to catch all of those, tune in to the full interview on our Facebook page. I'm Jared Cummings in Lakewood, CCU TV.
Thank you, Jared. Meeting your spouse at a bus stop is very romantic. Our country will also be welcoming a new president soon as voting is over.
About 60 days remain until the end of the Obama presidency, and we're now 2 weeks out from Election Day. Who should we choose to occupy the White House? Ellen Densmore is here with some perspective.
We sure have a tough choice to make, but maybe not as tough as you think. Some would like you to believe that since the major candidates are both so terrible, a third-party vote or even a no vote is acceptable or morally admirable. Eric Metaxas, one of the greatest public intellectuals of our time, spoke at CCU last month. Listen to his take on the question.
When people say, like, I'm not going to vote, I'm a Christian, I'm going to vote my conscience, which means I'm going to throw away my vote, I want to say very pointedly, if you hate Donald Trump, there are many great reasons to hate him, and I can give you chapter on verse on what I don't like about him. But one thing I will tell you, if Hillary Clinton is elected to the White House because Christians didn't vote, the way Christians did not vote for Romney because he's a Mormon, or for McCain because they didn't like something about him, you are going to be faced with Supreme Court justices who see the Constitution totally differently than Benjamin Franklin and all of the founders. We already have 4 of them. If you get 5 or 6 or 7, it's game over. End of story. No more speeches from Eric Metaxas. We go to the caves.
If we care about religious liberty, there's only one vote we can cast in good conscience. If you're not convinced, listen to conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt. His #1 voting issue is the Supreme Court.
And not just Supreme Court, but the 66 other judicial vacancies which will be filled on day 1 by nominees of a new president. 67 judges will issue approximately 30,000 rulings over the course of their career. The rulings that come with the name of a Supreme Court justice on them will affect your religious liberty, your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights, the balance of power between federal and state. We cannot allow Hillary Clinton, because we know that she will appoint hard left judges who will destroy the Constitution as originally intended, as Eric Metaxas talked about. If you can keep it, if you elect Hillary Clinton, you are not keeping it. All presidents, all presidential candidates have flaws. They are usually exposed during office. For the first time ever, we've had candidates whose flaws are fully known. That makes for an interesting election with high negatives for both candidates. But we have to make a choice. It's binary.
Those 60-some days sure can't go fast enough. But will things really get better starting January 20th? Your vote will decide. I don't like our choices any better than you do, but unless Jesus runs for president, we'll never have a perfect candidate. It's pretty clear that we have to preserve the republic before we can improve it.
Thank you, Ellen. There you have it. Vote huge or go home.
These 2 American candidates are the most controversial in history. It's vital that each one of us take up the responsibility and respect the freedom we have to choose our presidential candidate. The best ballot drop-off and voting location by CCU is the Belmar Library, straight down Alameda to the shopping center. Make sure you show up early. Jefferson County sent out their mail ballots October 17th, so don't forget to fill those out and send them in or drop them off in time. Support America and vote.
With all the presidential debates recently, you may be wondering what an actual debate looks like. Here's Brian Ralph to tell us more about our own CCU debate team and how real debates work.
A real debate is not what you've seen on TV. It is a level-headed argument between 2 opponents intellectually critiquing each other. Here's Blake Harris to tell us more.
Actual practice time, 3 to 4 hours. Around 4:30, we have instructional time where we take notes on a certain format or a strategy or certain aspect of debate or speech. We spend about an hour in Leprino doing that in a classroom. Then we break for dinner. We usually eat as a team in the cafeteria for about an hour as well. And then we meet for around maybe 2 hours or so, or 3, even in in the Beckman Center where we actually practice debate, where we actually practice speeches. And we even do this one exercise where we put a pen in our mouth and we try to enunciate tongue twisters, which is really funny to watch and it's really interesting to actually try to do. As a team, we've won first place in 2 out of 3 tournaments we've actually competed in. The other tournament we placed in 2nd place overall. So we've actually done quite well as a team. We've had really strong performances individually as well. Our last tournament, actually the one before our last tournament, we had a novice placed first place in debate, and then in this most recent tournament, I was actually able to place first place in debate as well. So we are a really strong team because we are a team. We're not just made up of talented individuals. Essentially anybody can join. In fact, I have no prior experience in speech and debate. This is my first year ever, and the team is super welcoming, just a great bunch of people. They're able to and just welcoming to teach you and to lead you along the process, because it is a big commitment, but it is something that they're willing to come beside you. Our team motto is to...
These students have proven that a real debate is not actually a yelling match. This has been Brian Rouse in Lakewood for CCU TV.
Thanks, Brian. If you have an interest in debate, they are always looking for new team members, even if you have little experience.
On the more local political scene, the Student Senate meets every Wednesday to discuss matters relevant to the campus. They meet in Leprino Hall 102 at 4 p.m., so be sure to sit in on their meetings, which are open to the student body, to stay up to date with events on campus. One such event that was discussed by the Senate was the Fall Choral Concert.
This last Saturday, the School of Music prepared a wonderful evening of music through the Fall Choral Concert. Many people came together to make this evening possible. Here's Jacob Sullivan to tell us more.
I'm here at the CCU School of Music to find out more about the Fall Choral Concert and how it's being created.
Every fall, the School of Music puts on a concert for students and family to enjoy. The event goes on for an hour and a half, in which the choir and ensembles sing pieces they have prepared throughout the year. I asked Dean Taylor to explain more behind the scenes.
So the beginning of preparing for the students really happens over the summer. And generally that's done in collaboration with the other choral conductors to make sure we're not doubling the repertoire and we end up presenting a cohesive kind of a concert program. I think that that's one of the challenges as a director is to keep it fun, but also to keep it at a really high level of a musical experience, that we ask for a lot, and I always believe that you get what you ask for, and you have to have in your mind ahead of time what you want, or else you can't ask them to give it to you. My ultimate goal in singing and in choral music is that we bring the audience with us in a way that causes them to feel something. And in order for the audience to feel something, the singers and those who are performing have to feel it first.
My favorite part about the fall concert is that we take a group that is in some ways brand new. We do have returners, but we also have a lot of new members as well. So we're taking a new group and making it into a unified group. I think I would recommend coming in with an open mind. Go in and enjoy all the different harmonies that God has created.
Yes, the event is a wonderful time for the community to come together and hear some awesome music. I'm Jacob Sullivan of CCU TV in Lakewood, Colorado.
Thank you, Jacob. If you missed the last concert, be sure to visit myccu.edu to know when the spring concert will take place.
CCU's theater department is working tirelessly at their fall show. Let's take a look and see how their rehearsal process is going. Rehearsals for the modern Greek tragedy Eurydice by Sarah Rule and directed by Professor Jenny Stafford are coming along quite well. Each actor has put countless of hours of practice in at home and on the stage. They seem to really enjoy each other's company and are individually invested in their characters. That includes the ones playing stones, too. Can't wait to see what the finished product looks like in November. Keep up the good work, actors. For more information, go to ccu.edu/fall-play. Speaking of dressing up as a character in the school play, I can't wait to see what you're going to be for Halloween.
I have no clue what I'm going to do. What are you going to be?
An astronaut.
Okay then, I like it.
Yeah.
Halloween is right around the corner, and CCU students are growing in anticipation for this always fun holiday. CCU is having its annual Harvest Carnival and Canned Food Drive on October 27th. This is a great alternative to trick-or-treating, providing a fun and safe Halloween for the family. CCU invites families around the area to bring their children to the Colorado Christian University campus for the 16th annual event. There's going to be carnival games, candy, rides fit for the whole family. Bring the costumes out on October 27th for this great event that kids will not forget. What other hot topics are going around school, Haley?
Funny you should ask. Colorado Christian welcomes the first men's volleyball team. Students will be traveling locally to compete in tournaments and represent CCU. Here is Nathan Valdez to tell us more.
January of my sophomore year, we got an email from Erica Green saying that we got officialized as a CCU club. And so once that happened, we started getting the works done, and we got things rolling. And next thing we know, we were in tournaments, we were practicing, we won games. It was really cool. It was a really cool beginning of how CCU volleyball started.
I am the assistant coach for the men's volleyball team this season. So I was good friends with Justin Lucas, who is heading up a lot of the men's volleyball season. And Sam was also a big part of it as well. And their open gyms were from 10 to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. I guess. And I was constantly hanging out in their room all the time. And once I got to 10, they all left for open gym volleyball, and they would constantly ask me to tag along. So after a while, I eventually said yes, even though it was super late.
Our main goal is to draw from the younger classes right now, because we want to see the club grow and continue to go on beyond the initial core people, being mainly myself and Justin. We're the core people who really started the thing going. And so with that, we really wanted to make sure that the club would continue through us and past us through the younger generation coming up through freshmen, sophomores, and just see the excitement of that club growing. And it's been very exciting to watch.
So being a completely new person who doesn't know anything about the volleyball team, it's all covered by CCU, so there are no outside costs that I'm aware of. And Justin Lucas would be the person who's heading all of that up, so he would be the one to inform anyone of any costs that are a part of it. But yeah, we are planning on traveling. We do have some home games. I believe we're hosting a tournament ourselves, and so there are going to be different schools coming from around the area to come play with us. But then we do have some traveling, and so a lot of the schools that we're playing are out of our way, and so I think at that point we'll just dedicate a weekend to traveling over there, sort of similar to what we did with Alamosa at the end of last semester.
My name is Max Tekin. Well, I was playing intramurals with my stairwell, and we happened to win the intramural tournament. And a couple of guys thought it'd be a good idea if we went out and played club volleyball. So I'd played 1 year in high school, and I decided that it'd be a good idea, so we came out and played. I'm looking forward to the community on the team. I like everybody on the team. Captain Justin is great. All the guys are phenomenal. We have fun practices, and I'm looking forward to the tournaments that we're going to be playing in, and just the future of the program.
Thursday is our last tryout day. If you are thinking about joining the team and you missed tryouts, go ahead and contact myself, Justin, Ethan, or Daisha. Contact all of us, and we will talk things out, and we will get stuff figured out with you so that we can make it work.
Cool. Thank you, Nathan. Again, if any of you guys are looking to join the men's volleyball team, go to the CCU men's volleyball group page on Facebook for more practice times. Good luck, guys.
If volleyball isn't quite your thing, not to worry, because CCU has tons of intramurals for everyone to get involved in. No matter your preference on sports, from flag football to disc golf, there's a spot for you. The teams are geared for levels of competition, allowing you to enjoy the games your way, from beginner to competitive. Upcoming sports are 3v3 basketball and co-ed dodgeball. To sign up, go to imleagues.com.
On the competitive side of things, here are some sporting events coming up for you to come to and support. Men's soccer will be playing tomorrow at Colorado School of Mines at 6 p.m. in Golden. It's not a far drive, so be sure to head on over there to support them as they face the Orediggers. They will also be competing here at the Trailblazer Stadium at 11 a.m. on October 30th against CSU Pueblo. Women's soccer will be out of town the next few days, playing against Adams State and Alamosa on October 28th at 3 p.m. and in Durango on the 30th against Fort Lewis College at 1 p.m. Come support the volleyball team the next few days here in Lakewood at the CCU Event Center. They will be playing on October 28th at 6 p.m. against Regis University and again on the 29th at 5 p.m. against Chadron State College. Try to come out and show us your Cougar spirit. If you haven't made it out to any sporting events, make sure to do so to support your fellow athletes.
Do you play any sports here?
I actually play softball. What about you?
I play baseball.
Cool.
Now to finish our show, let's head over to Studio B, where Will Windington has everything new in entertainment.
Good morning, afternoon, and nighttime. I'm Will Whittington with your CCUE News, live from the President's Conference Room. You get to choose between two candidates, CCU, and with less than a month away, either a woman-groping racist or country-betraying liar will lead our country. Now what? Mr. Trump would like to sue the New York Times. Why? Last week, the GOP released a tape of Donald Trump's alleged locker room talk, which featured him bragging about forcefully kissing and groping women. Trump proceeded to deny anything that happened at all. This week, however, the New York Times published stories of women claiming that Trump inappropriately touched them. Trump responded to the allegations saying they were all incredibly false, and even in his Trump fashion claimed that one woman was not attractive enough for him to go after. Nice. He also says he would like to sue the New York Times for libel, to which the New York Times responded with, yeah, we'll win. The other candidate has enough trouble on her own getting voters to trust her. She faces a new email leak every week. In her latest, she leaked that in speeches given to the Wall Street banks, she admitted to having public and private opinion of many controversial issues. Ouch. Struggling to keep running? Get this, 85-year-old Ed Whitlock sets the world record at the Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon for running the full 26-mile race under 4 hours. And yes, you heard me correctly, he is 85 years old. Feel the grit? Hopefully this gives you an extra boost into this week. If Ed Whitlock can run a whole marathon at 85, you can get that grade up. C's get degrees. Nice job, Ed, on all of CCU's behalf. Fall. Nothing says October like your favorite drink. That's right, the pumpkin spice latte. Here are cool things you didn't know about it. Number 1. Starbucks wanted to originally call it the Fall Harvest Latte. However, PSL was an easier abbreviation for baristas to write on the cups, hence Pumpkin Spice Latte. Number 2, the recipe to the PSL went unchanged for 11 years until last year when Starbucks removed the caramel syrup and replaced it with a real pumpkin additive. Now your beautifully basic drink just got surprisingly less basic. Number 3, this drink has a social media mind of its own, reaching almost 3,000 PSL-related tweets per day and over 500,000 hashtag results on Instagram. Sorry, but your selfie would just have to wait. Number 4, this drink has, since its release in 2002, been ordered more than 200 million times daily. How many of these have you contributed? And number 5, if you're not in America for the season, chill out. The drink is available in 50 countries worldwide. Fall has basically taken over the world. Haven't had one yet? Don't worry, it's fall somewhere. Thank you. I'm Will Whittington with CCU E-News.
I know what I'm getting next at Starbucks.
What's that?
Pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, yum. Well, thanks for watching CCU TV. I'm Haley Novacek.
And I'm Brandon Hesselberg. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Thank you and good night.